Hello my dears, this is Sarah from She Holds Dearly, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make your own olive tree topiary. Okay, so first of all, let's go through the supplies. You're going to need a pot. You're going to need a half a sphere of floral foam. I think that this is going to work the best for what we're going to do. You need a dowel. I ended up just breaking it off. I didn't even get the saw out. I just broke it on my knee for the height that I wanted this topiary to be. And you're going to need some olive branches. I actually got these at a garage sale for 50 cents. And the price on them says like $15. So I'm happy about that, but just in case you can't find something like that, they are at Walmart, they are at just a regular craft store like Michael's or Joann's. And while you're there, make sure you've got some moss, some floral moss. You need some brown floral tape. And then we'll see if this works out the way I think it's gonna work. But I grabbed a tiny grapevine wreath because I'm gonna take it apart and I want to add some like more realistic texture along the kind of the trunk area. So that's my thought on that. And then of course grab some scissors and wire cutters. Okay, let's get started. Okay, first we're gonna start with our pot. We are going to take the floral foam, take off your wrapper, and just put it, you could hot glue it, but I'm gonna see, I don't think we need to hot glue it. Push it down inside your pot. And the dowel's just gonna go straight into it. Okay, next grab your olive branches. And mine, and they're all gonna be probably a little bit different. Mine are a little bit too lanky. That doesn't look like a tree, right? So I'm gonna cut off these lower branches with my wire cutters and keep the top part and tape it onto my dowel. But I'm gonna get rid of these lower ones right here. Try to give yourself as much stem as you can, when you cut off the little branches, if you're gonna do that, just so that you have something to grab onto when you're adding it to your dowel. And then, I've got quite a bit of a stem here. Cut off any tags, of course. I may or may not want this stem. My thought is that I want to keep it, and work it onto my dowel for a more realistic trunk. I just don't want it to look like a stick with fake leaves on it, okay? So I'm trying to think about that. So I'm going to take this brown floral tape. I love this stuff. I have it in green and I have it in brown, and I use it for lots of things. It's papery and it's kind of stretchy and sticky, and it's just awesome when you're doing floral projects. Okay, so I'm gonna just get this started. And then for the stem, let's try to use this. Kind of hard to bend, but I'm gonna bend it around the dowel and then cut off the bottom. Okay, we're kind of starting to get there. Let's go ahead and add our second one, and then I'll come back in with my little branches, kind of shape it as I go. It's just in time for spring decorating too. I know right where I want to put this. I liked this one too because it does have the olives on it. It gives that little pop of purple, which you may not like, but so far I think it makes it look that much more realistic, so I'm liking it. And again, I'm going to wrap my stem around this dowel, and let's add a little tape up at the top. I've seen some olive tree topiary tutorials where they just did tape all the way down, and it wasn't my favorite. All right, I'm cutting off the ends of these stems, and they're really thick. It's a really thick wire in there. So grab onto it with your wire cutters and then just bend the bottom part back and forth until it snaps off. Okay, so now, and I'm actually gonna at this point go ahead and put it into my pot because I wanna get more focused on the details at this point, and I wanna kind of see, I wanna be able to, just gonna push it into the foam. I wanna see, I wanna be able to step back and stuff. So at this point, put it into your foam. You're gonna get to the artsy part, okay? And if you're starting to feel like, these top branches are still too long, I don't have the tree look, it's just kind of, they're too far out there, cut them down and then move them, bunch them down at the bottom, that's fine too. It's just up to what, whatever your preference is. Trying to not use a ton of tape, so if I can use what I have already, that would make me happy. And it is a little bit bare on the back. I know you can't see that because you're looking at a flat screen here, but I can see that it's all kind of weighted. It's all kind of weighted in the front. So I'm gonna come back here and add a little bit more fullness. And actually, I'm gonna add a couple at a time, so less tape, right? And I have one left. Okay, the tree part is done. I think I am gonna go back and hot glue this in place because it's a little bit more tippy than I want it to be. Now, the last thing, let's decide, do I want a little more texture with this grapefruit? Okay, and because I was able to use my stems to kind of soften the look of that dowel, I am not going to add in that little grapevine wreath. I'll use it for something else maybe. But that is something that you might want to use with yours. The only thing I'm not liking about this is I don't care for being able to see the tape. So I'm going to come back in with just some brown craft paint. Just putting it on a paper plate here, a little paintbrush. And I'm just going to try to, I'm not painting it carefully, but I am kind of like dabbing on it. And then I'm gonna dab on the dowel a little bit and dab on the stems a little bit, just to bring in a brown color that kind of unifies all of it. Okay, now I'm gonna let that dry, and then I am going to hot glue my floral foam into the pot just a little bit better, and then I'm going to top it off with the moss. So here's our finished product. I ended up using a different moss that was a little bit more realistic looking. The other one was a little too bright green that I bought, so switched that out. But there we go, pretty simple. Put together your own little olive tree topiary. So thanks for stopping by. If you're new here, hopefully you want to subscribe and stick around. I do share my professional design advice and then also our vintage home life. So farm life and slow living, those types of things. And yeah, anyway, take care and I will talk to you soon.